Today I'm in a very nice place called El Cisne near San Pedro, almost in the end of Ecuador. And I thought that, wait a second, since I'm sketching, I'm gonna give you a little bit of how do I sketch and how do I paint. Today I'm gonna try to explain you a little bit how I think about painting, how I choose the colors, how I mix the colors, and how can I draw this beautiful scenery. So I just did a little bit of line work and this is the result. When I do line work, what I try to do is a lot of line and depth. So the black always bring me the depth. When I'm actually drawing these parts here, I want to bring a little bit of the depth. It normally happens from the top of the page to the end of the page. I put the darkness. So here it's more or less like gray, and then starts to be like 50% of gray, and then it's hard, it's black, it's very dark. When you come to a place, if you want to do a nice frame of the sketch, think what is the margins of what you're seeing, because it's too much. You cannot sketch everything. Sketch what is important for you and sketch it small. Sketch in a way that you can see it in the whole page of your book. If I sketch this church this big, of course, you could not have this whole environment, whole big picture of where you are. Why I draw it on the right side? I don't want to make it in the middle. The person who's gonna see this sketch, he can actually focus on the right side, and then I'm gonna bring him to this side, and then it connects with the mountains, and then it goes back. So it's like a triangle that I have here. Just gonna try to explain you how I'm gonna paint this. My focus right now, it's gonna be the church, which is blue, and the green mountains that are around it. I'm gonna start with a nice clear sky. Okay, at this stage I already finished the sky, and I use just two colors, the blue, this purple here. And it's important to have these two colors so your clouds, they're gonna actually step out from the sky. Now it comes the mountains. In the mountains here, I want blue, but I don't want the same blue as the church. I want almost ultramarine. And then I will start to increase the greens until I get a really nice green in this area. So let's say I have the ultramarine until here, then I start to have green until here, and then in here I start to have real green. So I'm gonna paint now. Right now our greens are on the paper, and we can have actually a good idea of how it's going. I love it. This blue comes into green and it kind of tells me all the story of how the ambience are, and that's what I want. I want to capture the ambience. I really enjoy it. Next step that I want to is to go and try to work with the church. My concern here is the blue that comes from here and it connects with the church and the tower. The white in here, it's really important, so I need to be careful if when I put color in here, don't make it too intense, so this green and all this color is gonna actually be too much. So the church is painted. I tried to make a different blue. This blue, it's definitely not the same this blue, and it's definitely not the same of this blue. So this way I kind of have a distinguished color of it. I'm gonna do now, it's to start to give some darkness to the roofs and poppy color, so it brings this atmosphere. I'm not painting the houses yet because I want white. I want people to think, to imagine how it is. I don't want to tell the whole story. I want to tell my vision of the place where people can actually think about this place. first layer, it's done. But what's going on with the sketch is kind of flat. I need to put darker colors, otherwise the sketch doesn't pop. So the next step now is, once the paint is actually dry, I do some dark colors, less water and more ink. That's what I'm gonna do now. Now done. I had to do a lot of layers so the sketch would actually be impressive and with more depth. That was my struggle on this sketch, was find depth. I tried to make it very strong colors in here, so this could actually separate and bring this to the front, and all the village would be a bit inside. This area I tried to make it a little bit more kind of depth here, like a dégradé here, so it will actually disconnect from here to the background, so we could actually have this background more solid and all the house a little bit more light. You can see I put a lot of white spaces in it, even if what I'm watching is a bit more with colors, but then I will have problems on separating everything. If I have to give you a tip on how to put colors, it's a little bit like the pencil. You need to put darkers on the pencil, you need to put darkers on the color, so you can actually feel the things coming to the front and coming to the back. Otherwise everything is going to be flat, and that was my problem when I actually had all that first wash of color. Even if there's a lot of colors, the colors doesn't make it forward and backwards. You only get front or back if you actually put strong colors. And with watercolor, you should start very soft and then start to add darkers and darkers and darkers until you find your result, until you find the color you want. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you enjoy this explanation. Let me know if you want me to do more of kind of these videos. Enjoy sketching all the time. Everywhere you go, do a sketch, because it's the best memory you will have from the place. It's that. Enjoy and peace.